This is Street Guys, a POV documentary about power, money, loyalty, and the cost of moving up. What you're about to hear isn't glamour, it's structure, hierarchy, and pressure that never gets lighter. Today we break down the 7 levels of an associate, where respect is earned quietly, mistakes aren't explained, and one wrong move decides if you rise or disappear. Level 1, the hang-on. You ain't an associate yet. You're a hang-on, a nobody who knows where to stand and when to shut up. Outside the social club, by the car, near the back door. You don't sit, you don't lean, you don't look comfortable. Comfort gets you checked. Nobody uses your name. They call you kid or hey. That's intentional. Names mean recognition. You haven't earned that. You're being sized up. Your patience, your posture, your mouth. One wrong word and you're gone before you even know it. At the bottom, there's no title, no role, just presence. This is the hang-on phase. Standing outside the club, near the cars, close enough to be seen but never close enough to matter. Nobody tells a hang-on where to stand. Knowing without asking is part of the test. Silence is the first currency. Talking too much gets noticed fast, and not in a good way. Laughter stays low. Eyes stay neutral. Every movement gets clocked. Patience isn't respected yet, but impatience gets remembered. Names don't get used at this level. That's deliberate. Names imply recognition. Recognition implies responsibility. A hang-on hasn't earned either. Kid, hey, a placeholder until proven otherwise. The work is small, coffee runs, holding doors, standing watch without being asked. Nothing gets explained. Questions signal weakness. Curiosity reads like entitlement, and entitlement gets shut down quick. There's no money. That's the point. Anyone can show up when envelopes are thick. Discipline shows up when there's nothing coming back. The hang-on stage filters out anyone chasing fast results. Posture matters. Where someone stands, how long they wait, how still they can sit without reaching for a phone. These details tell a story before a word ever gets spoken. Unspoken rules start to surface. Never walk between two guys talking. Never interrupt, even if the conversation circles close. Never look comfortable. Comfort reads like confidence. Confidence without permission gets corrected. Things get overheard. Names, numbers, problems. No reaction is the reaction. The second interest shows. Suspicion follows. Nobody trusts someone collecting information before earning trust. The hang-on phase isn't about toughness. It's about control. Ego stays buried. Patience stays intact. Anyone who can't manage that won't survive the next level. Staying in the hang-on stage doesn't mean approval. It just means no mistakes yet. That's the bar. Low and unforgiving. Level 2, the errand guy. Now you move things. Coffee, food, envelopes you don't open, cars you don't ask about. You're told where to go, not why. Curiosity at this level is suicide. You get tossed a few bucks. Nothing serious. Gas money. Respect money comes later. This level's about obedience. Guys who ask questions don't move up. They move out. The shift is subtle. Still not inside. Still not important. But now movement gets assigned. A nod. A name. A destination. That's the upgrade. No explanation. just expectation. Questions don't get asked here. What's in the bag doesn't matter. Who it's for doesn't matter. Only timing matters. Late deliveries get remembered. Early ones don't get praised. Right on time is the only acceptable answer. Money starts showing up. Light envelopes. Enough to cover gas. Enough to feel acknowledged. Not enough to feel secure. That's intentional. Comfort at this level creates sloppiness. Sloppiness creates problems. Errand guys get tested quietly. Routes change last minute. Instructions come incomplete. Silence replaces confirmation. They want to see who freezes and who adapts. Confusion exposes weakness faster than pressure ever will. Phones become dangerous. Too much checking reads nervous. Too little reads careless. Every movement gets clocked. Every delay gets noted. Nobody corrects mistakes out loud. They just stop giving work. This is where impatience kills momentum. Guys start feeling useful. They start feeling close. That's when mouths open. Loose words travel fast. And loose words don't come back once they leave the room. Errand guys hear more now. Not enough to understand. Just enough to repeat by accident. That's the trap. Information without context is dangerous. Repeating something overheard is the fastest way back to nothing. The smart errand guy blends in, does the job, hands it off, disappears. No hanging around, no victory laps. Presence ends when the task ends. Errand work teaches hierarchy fast. Who waits, who doesn't, who gets answers, who doesn't deserve them yet. Understanding rank without being told is the real education here. The errand guy phase isn't about work ethic. It's about trust under boredom. Anyone can focus when things feel important. Very few stay sharp when the job feels routine. Level 3, the driver. Now you drive, engine on, hands steady, eyes up. You don't react when voices rise. You don't check mirrors too much. Drivers who panic get replaced quick. You learn routes, timing, which streets feel watched, which corners belong to who. You don't speed, you don't rush. Rush drivers bring heat, and heat kills rackets. The wheel changes everything. Once driving starts, silence isn't optional, it's policy. Engine running, hands steady, eyes forward. Drivers don't comment. Drivers absorb. Anything said in the car stays in the car, or it doesn't stay anywhere. This seat isn't a favor. It's a liability test. One wrong turn brings heat. One bad reaction brings questions. Drivers don't get second chances because mistakes travel faster at speed. Routes get learned the hard way. Which streets feel wrong? Which lights last too long? Which corners belong to who? No GPS, no shortcuts. Shortcuts get noticed, and noticed gets remembered. Voices rise in the back seat sometimes. Arguments, numbers, names that don't repeat. No flinching. No mirror checks. Drivers who react tell stories with their face. Stories get people jammed up. Speed stays boring. Fast draws eyes. Slow draws tails. The sweet spot keeps business invisible. Drivers who try to impress don't drive long. This isn't racing, it's concealment. Driving isn't about control, it's about restraint. Power passes through the car, not the driver. Anyone who forgets that ends up walking. Level 4, the earner. Now you're touching real money. Sports sheets, bookmaking, loan sharking, boosted product. Nothing flashy. Steady earners last longer than big mouths. You kick up, clean and on time. Short once and you're finished. No stories, no excuses. The envelope is either right or it's a problem, and problems travel fast. This is where things turn real. No more errands, no more wheels. Now money gets touched. Not big money, live money. Numbers that belong to someone else. Once hands go in the pot, there's no pretending anymore. Earning doesn't mean flash. It means consistency. Sports sheets, shylocking, small scams that don't make noise. Steady cash beats big scores every time. Big scores bring attention. Attention brings indictments. The envelope matters now. Thickness, timing, clean edges. Short once and the conversation changes forever. No yelling, no threats. Just a pause and a note taken that never goes away. This level separates daydreamers from operators. Anyone can hustle once. Earners do it every week without excuses. Rain, holidays, bad luck doesn't count. The street doesn't care about circumstances, only outcomes. Kick-ups happen quiet. No ceremony, no thank you. Just handoff and silence. Praise never comes down the ladder. Only problems do. No news is the best news an earner ever gets. This is where greed starts whispering, holding back a little, floating numbers, testing margins. That voice gets guys buried. Skimming doesn't get forgiven, it gets remembered. The smart ones plan boring. No spikes, no droughts. Smooth lines don't attract eyes. Smooth lines don't get investigated. Boring is profitable. Eventually something happens. A slow week, a bad beat, unexpected heat. How that moment gets handled tells everyone upstairs if the money's reliable or risky. Being an earner isn't about getting rich. It's about proving dependability under pressure. Anyone can talk numbers. Only a few deliver them, week after week, without drawing heat. Level 5, the problem handler. Now they throw you issues. A guy's late. A bettor's ducking. Someone's skimming. They don't tell you what to do. They want to see how you think. Violence ain't the move yet. Controlled is pressure, leverage, timing. You squeeze without cracking. Associates who go loud bring attention. Attention brings indictments. This level doesn't come with an announcement. Problems just start landing closer. A bettor's late. A partner's skimming. A number doesn't line up. Nobody says fix it. The look says enough. Problem handling isn't muscle, it's judgment. Violence is expensive. Noise brings heat. Heat burns rackets. The street prefers pressure. Slow, quiet, surgical. First move is always distance. No calls returned. Meetings delayed. Silence applied on purpose. Silence makes people talk to themselves. That's when mistakes surface. Leverage gets counted. Who owes who? Who's scared of what? Who can't afford embarrassment? Real pressure never touches fists. It touches pride, family, and reputation. The best handlers don't threaten. Threats corner people. Cornered people panic. Panic brings cops. Calm pressure keeps things business. Sometimes it's a sit-down, quiet table, neutral spot, coffee untouched. Nobody raises a voice. Everything gets said between sentences. That's how men listen. Eventually, the problems get heavier. Bigger money, outside players, situations that don't resolve clean. That's when handlers get tested hardest, because solutions cost something. Problem handling isn't about dominance. It's about containment, keeping messes from climbing higher. Because once a problem goes upstairs, it comes back down, heavier. Level 6, the filter. Now info flows through you. Not everything, but enough. You decide what goes upstairs and what dies on the street. That's dangerous territory. Handled wrong, it gets you clipped. Handled right, it gets you noticed. Guys start watching you different. They lower their voices. They pause before speaking. That's power, but borrowed power. Borrow it wrong, and they collect with interest. This level doesn't come with work. It comes with information. Names start floating closer. Numbers get said slower. Conversations pause when someone steps in, then resume anyway. That's how it starts. Not trust, tolerance. Being a filter means hearing things twice. Once from the street, once from above, and deciding what survives the trip. That decision carries weight. Handled wrong, it gets noticed immediately. Handled right, nobody mentions it at all. Not everything goes upstairs. Most things die right where they happen. Petty beefs, small shortages, personal nonsense. Passing junk up the ladder makes bosses nervous. Nervous bosses start cutting people loose. Downstairs notices, too. Voices drop when things get said. Stories get shorter. Everyone assumes memory is longer now. That assumption keeps behavior tight. Eventually, the weight shows up. Big information. Stuff that can't be buried. Stuff that changes futures. How that moment gets handled decides what the role really is. Stepping stone or dead end. Being a filter isn't about power. It's about restraint. Knowing what to move. Knowing what to kill. And knowing that once something goes upstairs, it never comes back. Lighter. Level 7, the unofficial guy. Nobody says it out loud, but you feel it. Guys check with you first. They wait for your nod. That's when things get serious. Because now if something goes sideways, it's your name floating around. You ain't made, you ain't protected, but you're responsible. That's the worst spot to be. All the weight. None of the shield. This is where associates disappear. Nothing gets announced. No sit down, no blessing. The shift shows up in behavior. Guys wait a beat before speaking. They check first. They don't move until a look lands. That's how the role arrives. Quiet and undeniable. This spot has no title. No protection, just responsibility. Problems start landing closer. Decisions start sticking longer. Anything that goes wrong now carries a name, and that name isn't upstairs. The unofficial guy becomes the buffer. Street noise hits here first. Petty beefs, short money, loose mouths. Everything gets absorbed, sorted, corrected, or buried. Nothing gets passed up unless it has teeth. Guys start acting different. Less joking, more watching. They assume memory is long now. That assumption tightens behavior better than threats ever could. This role runs on judgment. Who's solid? Who's drifting? Who needs pressure? Who needs space? Getting that wrong doesn't cause a lecture. It causes distance. Distance is how mistakes get corrected at this level. Upstairs doesn't call much. That's not trust. That's expectation. When calls come, they're short. No details, just outcomes. Delivering outcomes without questions is the job now. Pressure never shuts off. Sleep gets lighter. Phone calls feel heavier. Every delay gets measured. Every silence gets interpreted. The margin for error disappears without warning. Eventually, a moment comes. Big problem, big money, no cover. How that moment gets handled decides everything. Elevation, stagnation, or erasure. The unofficial guy isn't powerful. They're accountable. All the weight, none of the shield. That's the trade. 7 levels, 7 chances to get erased. If you're still standing, it ain't because you're tough. It's because you learned when to shut up, when to move, and when to disappear. This is street, guys. And the associate level is where the street decides if you're useful or expendable.